Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is the fact that the Senate passed the legislation to avert a national rail strike, which, good. And this rail strike, it would have threatened to pose a major economic disruption. So the legislation now heads to Potato, who is expected to sign it swiftly into law, urging Congress to take it up. Now, whether that happens or not, I don't know. But the Senate also rejected a separate measure to include 7 days of paid sick leave for workers as part of the tentative agreement to avert the national rail strike. Why they are not willing to give these people paid sick days is beyond me. I don't understand it. But the failure to pay or to pass these paid sick leave provisions is a loss for many union members and progressive lawmakers who've been vocal on this issue. And the Senate vote came just days before the December 9th, which was the date that the railway workers would have gone on strike if any agreement between the freight rail companies and their unions was not reached. All right. So the big picture here is the House earlier this week, they voted 290 to 137, okay, to force the rail workers to agree to a Biden brokered labor deal. Literally, that's what they called it. And the House also passed legislation to agree to 7 days paid sick leave, the fate of which remained uncertain heading into the Senate vote. Okay, so congressional leaders, they met with Potato at the White House earlier this week, where he warned that a nationwide strike would hurt millions of other working people and families, which, yeah, it would. But how he even got those words out of his mouth, we'll never know. But if you were to read between the lines here, some lawmakers, including progressives, had previously signaled their opposition to the tentative deal to avert the rail strike in the absence of a deal on paid sick leave. At a time of record profit in the rail industry, it's unacceptable that rail workers have zero, absolute zero, okay, guaranteed paid sick days. It's unacceptable. So what they're saying is union leaders have urged the Senate to pass the legislation, including the paid sick bill. All right. Now, if Congress feels it has the duty and the obligation to take away railroad workers' right to strike, then Congress also has the duty and the obligation to provide these workers with a very basic protection against economic harm by also legislating paid sick leave for all railroad workers. So, what's next? Well, Potato said he would continue to fight for paid leave, but it's unclear what the legislative path forward will look like. Meanwhile, advocates say that the attention the issue got in this fight has breathed some new life into the issue. These railroad workers, they are the lifeline, to what you see on supermarket shelves and store shelves, whether retail or grocery, okay? And if they stop working, so does everything else. What you see on the shelves is because of railroads. It's because of barges. It's because of, everything else. You got to give them paid sick leave. What do you think? They don't get sick too? What's wrong with you? It's ridiculous. Never understand how their brains work on why they will not give their railroad workers what they need. and what they need and what they want, you know? It's ridiculous. All right, guys, I'm out of here. All right. I appreciate you. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.